Broadcasting live from Dar es Salaam, this is TBC News, our top stories. President Samia calls on the global community to play their part in the climate change mitigation.
Our call is for all of us to play our part.
Government of Tanzania reaffirms its commitment to end AIDS by 2030. Good evening, I am Nasa Kingu. Thank you very much for joining us. Just a reminder, you can also follow us live via our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages at TBC Online. President Samia Suluhu Hassan says Tanzania is making strides in the fight against climate change despite minimum emission contribution. Speaking at the 28th meeting of the member states of the United Nations Convention on Climate Change, COP28, President Samia says Tanzania seeks to mobilize support for increased use of clean energy and technologies across Africa, especially for women.
Putting in place the global goal on adaptation framework is a matter of urgency and not a choice. We must match our intent with our actions, and we must act now. The decision is therefore ours. Adhere to science or face the consequences. On our part, the United Republic of Tanzania, despite of our minimum emission contribution, we are doing our part. At this COP28, we seek to mobilize support for increased use of clean and affordable cooking fuels and technologies across Africa, especially for women. Our call is for all of us to play our part.
And now we go to the capital city of Tanzania, that is Dodoma, where the Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa says the government plans to ensure that HIV is completely eradicated in the country by 2030. Prime Minister made the remarks during the World AIDS Day, which this year is nationally celebrated in the Morogoro region. The Prime Minister has strongly condemned stigmatization of people living with HIV/AIDS and further elaborates that the government will not hesitate to take action against all those people who will be found to be doing so. Here is a report prepared by Remy Asinti from Morogoro region, read by Kanki Mwaigomole.
It is at the peak of the World AIDS Day celebrations being held nationally in Morogoro municipality. The official guest of honor here is Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa, and he urges all stakeholders to cooperate with the government to eradicate the disease by 2030. The Prime Minister has also stressed the importance of the availability of equipment that will enable Tanzanians to protect themselves from HIV infection.
I call on all the healthcare providers to continue to provide information about the shortage or absence of testing equipment at the relevant level so that the government can bring them quickly and Tanzanians can use them.
Minister of Health Umi Mwalimu elaborates the strategies the government has to completely eradicate AIDS in the country. We will continue to collaborate with development stakeholders to ensure that we get the best drugs to treat the HIV virus. Furthermore, the Director of Tanzania HIV Impact Survey, Deogratius Kakiziba, elaborates how the survey was conducted.
Tanzania HIV Impact Survey 2022-2023 was launched last year in November, and in Zanzibar it was on the 5th of December. Essentially, it involved all regions and all districts through a household-based random sample of about 33,000 people. It being at a household level, about 17,000 households were visited, and teams of surveyors and statisticians collected the blood samples, did the household interviews. People were tested for HIV and given results at the same time.
Meanwhile, AIDS transmission among young people can be reversed if the most vulnerable groups, including young girls, are given alternative skills to support them and employ themselves and hence generate reliable income. The remarks have been given by the HIV and Testing Services Manager for Management and Development for Health, MDH, Dr. Faida Mbuya, during the same celebrations of World AIDS Day while marking the World AIDS Day in Dodoma, asserting that her organization has been conducting a number of projects targeting to change young people's lives, especially young girls.
Now, currently, the HIV epidemic is more among youth. So even now, this year, our team is focusing more on youth to ensure that we fight the HIV and the spread for this group. This implies that we need to involve more the community. So if we want to achieve the target of ending AIDS in 2030, we need to closely work with the communities at all sectors. So this is why we say let all the community come and lead in this initiative to fight against HIV.
On the other hand, some of the young girls and boys who are beneficiaries of the projects conducted by MDH say with the right approach, lives of even the most addicted can be changed.
I was a drug addict, but I'd like to thank the government, MDH, through various donors like PEPFAR and CDC for changing my life. They have supported me to go to technical school and acquire skills that is supporting my life, and now I would urge other young people to seek support and change their lives.
The support I have received from MDH first has helped me to understand myself and have acquired skills that are enabling me to support myself through handwork.
From Morogoro region now, we come all the way to Dar es Salaam, where Zambia and Malawi have signed an agreement with the Secretariat of the Interstate Council of Ministers of the Central Corridor Transport Facilitation Agency to join the association, which makes the union a total of 7 members from 7 countries and aims at improving transport infrastructure through roads, railways, lakes, and the aviation sector. Rehema Sababili has more details.
While signing the agreement in the city of Dar es Salaam, the chairman of the board of directors of the association, Marie Chantal Nijembere, said through the union they are determined to strengthen technical structures that will help the countries that create the association to benefit by reducing the long transportation time and cost of cargo passing through the port of Dar es Salaam toward the neighboring countries that make up the union.
Then the endorsement of those proposed amendments on the agreement will open the 2 new opportunities, the Central Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency, especially by moving to a green economy corridor in order to promote green and sustainable transport in the region, as we may know how the worldwide is facing environment challenges. Everybody has to act and contribute to safe and green environment, especially in the transport industry.
This infrastructure focus that we are now embarking on is going to be crucial insofar as meeting the demand for those strategic minerals is concerned. Slowly, as a continent, we are coming to grips with why it is important that our development agenda is coordinated.
As a country, we are also thinking very serious as far as connectivity and trade facility is concerned. We are in the process of rebuilding our railway line with SGR because we believe SGR is the way to go now.
On the other hand, Minister of Transport Professor Makame Mbarawa said Tanzania has made tremendous progress in improving railway transport infrastructure. He cited this section of the East railway that starts from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro, which he said will start transporting passengers in January 2024.
Progress of ongoing project of SGR railway as follows. Lot 1 of SGR from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro, which is 300 kilometers, is about 98.65% completed. Currently, we are doing a commissioning for this lot, and we hope that by 24th of January, we'll start a service for passengers, special passengers from Dar es Salaam to Morogoro using SGR.
The union has also agreed to ensure that the infrastructure is also used to export goods produced within the member states to various countries. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Rahima Sababili, TBC News.
Meanwhile, Tanzania and Malawi have signed an agreement that will boost transportation through the port of Dar es Salaam and Tanga. Minister of Transport of Tanzania, Professor Makame Barawa, says the cooperation is going to bring productivity to all parties, whereby Tanzania benefits by unlocking the port of Dar es Salaam and enhancing competition.
This relationship have been steered to a great extent by the collaboration in transport sector. We have all witnessed the increase of cargo to Malawi passing through port of Dar es Salaam.
On the other hand, the Minister of Transport and Labour of Malawi, Jacob Hara, says his country will save cost and time on the transportation of goods due to the use of the modern SGR railway that will be built from Tanzania to Malawi.
It will reduce the cost of transportation in Malawi, because most of the times as we're trying to do trade with Tanzania, it was becoming very laborious, spending a lot of time on the road.
The Japanese government, through the JICA chair, has come up with a project that will help young designers develop their work and benefit economically. Speaking to journalists in Dar es Salaam, the chief representative of JICA Tanzania, Ara Hitoshi, says the governments of both Tanzania and Japan are working together to promote innovation and entrepreneurship.
Support on the proof of concept stage, and through this kind of support, we are expecting they will elaborate their business plan, and so that they can start actual business.
Furthermore, Professor Hannibal Bwire and Dr. Winnie Nguni of University of Dar es Salaam identifies the importance of this project to local innovators and entrepreneurs.
In the end of the day, what one needs to have is concerted efforts, and sometimes that's why we have what we call incubation services or accelerated services, which can support you to the level where now you can penetrate the market and sustain yourself in the market.
So this program is there to address to the students, to impact that skill to the students, so that they are able now to think of the marketing issues, business issues, before we let them go to the real field.
Still remaining in the innovation sector, Director General of the Tanzania Commission for Science and Technology, Dr. Amos Nungu, says the government will continue to create a friendly environment for innovators in all matters related to data. He made the remarks during the closing ceremony of the Data Tamasha for the year 2023, which was held for 2 days, while urging various stakeholders to support the efforts made by the government, especially on data-related issues. Here is Peter Mganga with more details.
Stakeholders have gathered to participate in various debates involving data issues as an important driver of development in various social spheres. Dr. Amos Nungu explains how the government has planned to create a friendly environment for data innovators.
For the government on one side, we are going into digital transformation, where data is very key. But on the other hand, also, we are going into making sure that, the data will not be abused. So we encourage and want entities to collect data process it so that they can make informed decisions.
On the other hand, director and founder of Data and Innovation Lab, Mahadi Tunga, promises to continue managing the Data Tamasha platform as part of spreading awareness to the community, while promising to do a bigger Data Tamasha by the year 2025.
We have seen a lot of cases where data is also misused. So this is a platform where we also have government partners to discuss what should be the way forward also to safeguard people online. So it's a platform where we celebrate, but as well as we discuss the challenges and we put action forward.
Furthermore, some of the participants elaborated how the Data Tamasha has opened them up intellectually and promised to use the knowledge they have gained to bring about change in society.
I had a really nice experience, especially when it comes to meeting different people. I got to meet different speakers. I interacted with a lot of people, and I also learned about how data integrates in artificial intelligence.
Both men and women should work together to make different data so they can give a solution about the problem of a certain society.
And all stuff I learned out here for Data Tamasha, I can tell other people.
Data Tamasha 2023 becomes major useful platform to enhance skills and knowledge, especially to the community, as part of creating productive society. Reporting from Dar es Salaam, Peter Mganga, TBC News.
Thank you very much, Peter Mganga, for that report. All the best to the Tanzanian innovators. 10 private sector companies from Tanzania have been nominated to compete in the upcoming Pace Setters Awards PSA Session 6, which is expected to kick off in Tanzania on December 15th, 2023. This was stated in Nairobi, Kenya by Jared Aundo, the Executive Director of Jubilant Stewards of Africa, whereby he elaborates that the aim of the awards is to recognize the contribution of these companies to the society, as well as bring together the leaders from different companies so they can share business ideas.
A platform for publicity, a growth, and of course marketing. So in this particular platform that it gives them an avenue to grow, an avenue to market themselves, an avenue to market, and also what this particular award gives them is that it helps them in one way or the other to link and with other investors, because there are a couple of investors that normally come in the process to find out which firms have been featured. And we are also, there's a mentorship program that goes on. Yeah, so within the program, within the award, there are peers of this particular program.
Among 10 companies from Tanzania nominated for the awards include CRDB Bank, NMB, and GF Truck. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, Deputy Director in Tanzania, Amon Manyama, urges insurance professionals in the country to deliver innovative insurance solutions to Tanzanians so as to boost their income and the economy of the country. Speaking during the capacity building training to insurance professionals in Dar es Salaam, Manyama has called upon insurance professionals to produce practical, affordable insurance services so that people can improve their lives. His call is supported by other insurance professionals.
Build the capacity of the participants in the industry to enable them to develop different products and services for actors in different sectors like agriculture, livestock, fishery, mining, logistics, transport, oil and gas, and other sectors in Tanzania. As you may be aware, Tanzania is an economy which is growing fast, so also the insurance.
So the experts have designed 22 projects or products which are now ready to go to market to serve this important segment so that we can increase insurance protection penetration, which is still very low at 0.58% of our economy.
22 insurance experts have been trained to build up their capacity in the College of African Insurance and Social Protections. Youth in the country have been urged to use their professions to solve challenges in the society as part of showing their competence and hence earn income. The call has been made in Dar es Salaam by Janet Mbene, former Deputy Minister of Finance, while addressing youth who hope to graduate as medical doctors at the Hubert Kairuki Memorial University during the 5th convocation, whereby she adds that nowadays companies do not hire job seekers but problem solvers. On the other hand, Professor Johanna Mashala, the Vice Chancellor of Hubert Kairuki Memorial University, says the aim of the convocation is to show the graduates that self-employment opportunities are available in the country, while some of the graduates stated the positive impact of the convocation.
If you don't have an idea, well, who is going to give you capital? So start with the idea. The same way I'm speaking to you today, start with what you want to do. After you've established what problems there are, what challenges are facing people, see where you fit in to resolve. Once you've done that, then you'll start looking for ways to achieve those.
So the discussions today actually is to challenge our graduates to not to be satisfied with the certificates that are going to be awarded tomorrow, but to start brainstorming and thinking critically. What ideas should they have in order for them to transform or to change so that they should be employed and work independently after graduation?
Medical personnel should know that they shouldn't limit themselves to just medicine. There's a wide range of opportunities out there, and we should go out there and pursue it.
Together, we're able to transform these problems into solutions.
More than 200 students of medical, nursing, and social welfare fields are expected to graduate at the 21st Hubert Kairuki Memorial University graduation. Now, in winding up the local news tonight, our reporter Idris Abubakar has just informed us that Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, that is TBC, has won the Best Presented Financial Statements Award for the year 2022. That is good news. Keep on watching TBC to get more details on the award. Now, let us have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Stay tuned now for all the latest in international news. And here is international news as compiled by Dorothy Murray and read by Kanki Mwegomole.
The United Kingdom's King Charles III urges world leaders gathered in Dubai to make the COP28 climate summit a turning point. He calls for genuine transformational action a day after the meeting opened with stark warnings on global warming. Addressing delegates, United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres says world leaders cannot save a burning planet with a fire hose of fossil fuels. Meanwhile, the COP28 president announced a new major declaration on the future of food, which some 134 countries have signed up to, including major food producers and consumers. Madagascar's Constitutional Court has confirmed President Andry Rajoelina's re-election following a controversial election a fortnight ago. The court says Rajoelina secured 59% of the votes cast, declaring him elected for a third term. It dismissed complaints by the opposition over the credibility of the vote, which recorded a low turnout of 46%. Most opposition parties boycotted the election. Heavy gunfire was reported in Guinea-Bissau's capital on Friday morning hours after some National Guard soldiers went to free a detained minister and a senior state official. Members of the National Guard took the officials before seeking refuge in barracks south of the capital. Special forces then intervened after attempts to negotiate failed, resulting in an exchange of gunfight. Calm is said to have been restored later. The Finance Minister Suleiman Sedi and the Secretary of State for the Treasury Antonio Montero had been detained amid investigations into the alleged irregular withdrawal of the $10 million United States dollars of state funds.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, Young Africans head coach Miguel Gamondi says they have made strong preparations to beat defending champions Al Ahly in tomorrow's CAF Champions League match as the game carries their international tournament objectives for this season. The head coach Gamondi adds that the players are highly motivated with the match as they want to win and keep them in good position in the CAF Champions League showpiece.
Make any type of mistake, because when you play against the big team, small mistake they punish. Sometimes in the local league you can make some mistake, the other team no punish immediately, but this type of team they do that. Biggest team in Africa, like all over the world, even sometimes they don't play well and winning, and this is we need to be aware, very, very aware, and after to prepare the team to play our game and try to attack them and score goals, but principally is to avoid mistake.
Young Africans lost their opener by 3-0 away to Algeria RC Belouizdad, while their arch rivals Al Ahly won 3-0 against Medeama. All the best to Young Africans. Tanzania international boxer Twaha Kiduku says he is ready to take Tanzania into highest stage of boxing as he prepares to take on Mohamed Sebiala from Uganda in 9th title fight to be held on 26th of December in Dar es Salaam. Speaking during the signing of the contract for the fight, Kiduku adds that his ambition is to win the match and bring the glory back home as he remembers the loss he suffered in the last encounter.
This is a very important fight for me. It's the last game I lost to the South African boxer. I am very motivated with the fight. I want to win the game and bring back glory to Tanzanian boxing fans.
Twaha Kiduku is the most decorated fighter in Tanzania. In his last fight, he was beaten in points by South African boxer Asemhile Willem and lost the World Boxing Federation WF title July 28th in Dar es Salaam. And of course, once again, all the best to Twaha Kiduku and Yanga as well. That is sports news and marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Nasa Kingu. We wish you a good night and a beautiful weekend.